Welcome again, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the way the camera is looking up my nose.
Stop that, Seamus. That's
Yeah.
obscene. Don't scare people.
Uh, um, this is again for Michelle, and if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, my apologies. Did your mom ever tell you why she sent you away? Okay. Ain't life grand sometimes? There's John over there eating. Well, he's eating cat food for once. Usually the cats eat Lucky's food. Anyway, so
It's tasty.
yeah, we lived on Okinawa for 5 years. I already said that. Um, when my dad would come home from work, we had this big papasan chair. I don't. Do people over here know what a papasan or
Yeah,
mama
I know
san
what
chair?
they are. You buy your wine.
Okay. We had a big papasan chair. A papasan chair is larger than a mama-san chair. And yes, the women on Okinawa, I called mama-san. It was polite. You were my dad spoke 5 languages. He had before he even came to the United States, he'd already been around the world a million times. But anyway, I'm avoiding it.
Trying to find the remote control.
Um,
Everything's on one side.
and this is going to get into the whole littles. Now, people tend to use the term littles instead of adult baby. The term used to be adult baby. Now the term is littles. Yes, I went on the Jerry Springer show once. No, I would never do that again. No, I no longer have a tape of it. I recorded it on videotape on VHS. I lost it in the fire. I've contacted the Jerry Springer show. They don't never get back with me. And yeah, I don't care to have it. Um, yes, I went on as an adult
You're kind
baby.
of no longer a little, so.
No, I don't really do that anymore. I never thought I would lose that part of me, but this beautiful woman over here, I didn't expect her. I wasn't expecting anything like her to make me a man, but
We kind of had to grow up because of idiot.
yeah. Anyway, so in Okinawa, we moved to the United States when I was 8, my sister was 4. And when we lived on Okinawa, in our last house on Okinawa, we lived 5 years. We lived in 4 different houses.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Um, the first two, see, the last 2 houses were on base. The first 2 were off base. The first 2, I was the only child. The last 2, it was me and my sister. The first on base house, they were duplexes.
Fox, you're not going to eat the fish, so get away from
That's
it.
one of our cats. Our neighbor was a priest, and he lived with his mom.
Oh.
And across the street from us lived Cindy Duncan and her brothers. And
A Catholic priest or
yeah, Catholic priest.
Well, never mind.
And Cindy's dad was a West Pointer.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he thought he was something special.
Oh,
My dad outranked Mr. Duncan. My dad had already been in 3 wars. Mr. Duncan hadn't been in 1. And my dad was not an academy man. My dad earned his rank. Anyway, I'm avoiding it. So we lived on Cleveland Court. That was the last house we lived in was on Cleveland Court. And I would steal my sister's diapers. And I would try and try and try to no avail to soil and wet them. And then I would take them and throw them under my bed. And one day my mom found them. And I remember her sitting on the side of my bed, sitting on the edge of my bed, saying, "Do you want to wear diapers?" or something like that. And I so wanted to say yes, but I said no. And when we moved to the United States, when we she was driving to Austin to put me into that hellhole. Now, mind you, state hospitals and mental institutions back in the early 70s, they were still like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, okay?
Pretty bad.
Yeah. So anyway, we're driving to Austin, and I think I asked her, am I going because of the diapers? And she said yes.
Oh.
Now, today, that's just a fetish. It's accepted by many people. It's no big deal, but at the time, so
Bad.
yeah, it was considered bad, and I didn't lose it until just a year or two ago, and well, yeah, that was the reason for getting sent to Austin. Why did I get sent to Bel Air? I have no earthly idea why I got sent to Bel Air. It was just my mother just didn't want to mess with me.
Bunch of bullshit.
Yeah,
They should have locked her ass up.
yeah. HIH, Houston International Hospital. Why did I get?
Isn't that called child neglect?
Yeah. Why did I get sent to HIH? Was because of the fighting in middle school.
What about your sister? Did she keep her at home?
Oh yeah, she kept my sister. She has no problem. She had no problems with women or females, girls. Let me tell you, one time, early to mid '70s, my mother was a closet lesbian, by the way. She worked at this one hospital. I've been told she probably had bipolar disorder. I don't know if that's true, but it wouldn't surprise me because she generally couldn't keep a job for more than a year. And she worked at this one hospital in Houston. It was like all the nurses were lesbians.
Oh, God.
And there was this one time we went to this apartment, and it was like just the female nurses. And they had a bunch of visiting nurses from Canada. And they were all, I mean, I was a little kid, and I tell you what, I could tell something was up. They were doing their darndest to get those young nurses into bed. I remember walking into the kitchen, I don't know, to get a glass of water or something, and there's this thing like from the newspaper or a magazine of a woman in like a bikini or something up on the refrigerator.
God.
Yeah. But I'm not saying I wasn't a handful. I was a handful at times.
You're an angel.
Yeah. But and like I said,
Boy.
yeah, I was a boy. Like I said, in middle school, hey, I started fighting. High school, I was fighting. You ain't calling the sheriff's department, not in the high school I went to, unless something's going on. I mean, and nothing went on in Alief. The sheriff's department, they'd drive through if they were going somewhere else. And we have to go somewhere, on the other side of Alief. So we're going to drive through there. So while we're driving through, we might as well just kind of make a turn here and there. Nothing went on in Alief. We had 2 murders in 11 years.
Did you have tumbleweeds?
No, not that part of Texas. Actually, we had 1 murder in 11 years.
That's what you needed, though, a tumbleweed rolling down the whole street.
And it was on the same street I lived on, Pompano Lane.
Oh, boy.
But not on my block. It was other side. It was a kid killed his brother.
Uh-oh.
The other murder was not committed in Alief, the sheriff's department said, but the body was dumped in the football stadium. And then they put a fence around the football stadium.
So, like, that's going to stop them.
Yeah, I mean, it was a rickety thing. It was just
you look
a temporary thing. Yeah, people went through there, and the high school kids would go get drunk on the
you lean against them, there it goes.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't stopping anybody. It was a visual barrier. But anyway, being an AB or adult baby, that was an issue for most of my life. But that's why I got sent to Austin. And I remember when I got sent to Mineral Wells, having this fantasy of being adopted by 2 females, believe it or not, and living in a crib. But of course that never happened. But anyway, so now you know that side of the story.